What is going on, guys? Your boy Theflightmike back again with another video. And before we get started with this video, I'm going to try to keep this intro super quick and brief. If you watch a lot of my content on your recommended, you just find yourself always clicking on my content and you're a huge supporter, just take a moment and check if you're subscribed to my channel, because I am really trying to make a push to 500,000 subscribers so I could go full-time on YouTube. Now, I know a lot of you guys are like, Mike, you already upload daily anyways. I don't think you understand what I'm capable of if I free up this huge block of time that is school in my life to make more content for you guys. So please, 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 I hate to beg, if you watch my content, only if you watch my content, and you're not subscribed, please subscribe. And if you're subscribed and you really want to take an extra step to support me, please hit that notification bell. Finally, guys, a lot of my content got claimed. So all the claimed videos I'm taking off of YouTube to try to make sure I don't ever get a copyright strike. So I'm going to move that stuff from my YouTube channel to my IGTV. So make sure you're following me on Instagram just so you could make sure that you have seen all of my best content and you have access to all of my content. It's free. All you have to do is follow me on Instagram. Now, let's talk about some trade rumors. And I typically don't make content like this. I do like giving you guys news. I like giving you guys juicy gossip stories. I like giving you guys analysis. I try to be a little bit of a jack of all trades on this channel. And some of you guys appreciate it. Some of you guys hate the fact that I dive into certain areas that other YouTubers aren't willing to go, mainly the gossip series. But for me, I think it's important to try to engage as many parts of basketball as I can. And I guess at times that makes me controversial, but at the end of the day, I just want to make the best content I can for you guys possible. Now, today might be a little bit more controversial because, well, I have been doing some reading online, and from some reputable sources, I've been seeing some potential trade rumors, and some make sense, some sound wacky, and I just figured it's a lot of fun to talk trade rumors and really cut the BS out and decide whether it's going to happen or not. So I decided to make a video on 4 trade rumors that I heard that could potentially happen, and some are a little unrealistic, some sounds a little feasible. So we're going to start with this first one, and that is the Atlanta Hawks are going to try, well, this isn't an official thing, the Atlanta Hawks could try to trade for Andre Drummond. Now, I understand why you would say, why the hell would they do that? Well, first of all, you have to understand the Atlanta Hawks have one of the best trade chips in the entire NBA, and that's Chandler Parsons. Yeah, I know, right? It's crazy. Chandler Parsons' contract is an expiring deal. If you guys don't understand how bad of a contract this guy has, bro, I've never been more jealous of a guy's career than Chandler Parsons. This guy, to give you an idea, was drafted in the 2nd round. He played like 2 good years of basketball from like 2011 maybe to 2014. And then he signed his first big contract. He signed a nice 3-year, $46 million contract with the Mavericks, which, by the way, Dirk Nowitzki took a pay cut so he could get this guy on his team. And then after that contract expired, the Memphis Grizzlies gave him a 4-year, $94 million contract. And he has not, I don't think I've ever seen this guy on the floor since. It's actually insane. And when he is on the floor, he's pretty garbage. It's so sad. I think injuries just really sapped him of his talent, but more or less, they now have the Hawks now have a $25 million expiring contract on their team. That's pretty freaking valuable, especially for a team like the Detroit Pistons, who should be a good team, but their pieces just aren't really fitting in together. Blake Griffin's a boss. Luke Kennard's a beast. Andre Drummond's good in his own right too. It's just, I guess they just don't all fit in well together. And like, they have Derrick Rose as well. I feel like it's time for the Pistons to move on from Andre Drummond. Now, I can imagine this trade. It depends on how this trade going down would really depend on how much the Pistons value Andre Drummond. If they think that the Hawks are getting a steal for him, then they could ask for like a future 1st-round pick or a couple of picks from the Hawks in order to get Andre Drummond. But I feel like this is going to be executed more as a salary dump, where the Pistons would send Andre Drummond and the Hawks would send Chandler Parsons. If the Hawks really wanted, they could send in Cam Reddish if they don't really value him, or DeAndre Hunter, but I really don't think that's going to end up happening. You don't ever send like a nice young piece, but I'm sure either Cam Reddish or DeAndre Hunter will have to go. This makes a lot of sense. The Hawks really could use a nice little finisher on the inside, a nice player on the defensive end in Andre Drummond, who'd be a huge upgrade over Alex Len. I could see this trade happening. It makes a lot of sense on both sides. I would like to see this trade happening. The next trade that I've been hearing about potentially happening doesn't make as much sense, and I'm probably not going to talk about this trade as much because it doesn't make a lot of sense to me. And again, let me know in the comments if you guys agree with these trades, disagree with these trades. Some, again, sound a little wacky, but it's still early in the season. And that's that the Boston Celtics apparently are targeting LaMarcus Aldridge, but according to, we all know that the San Antonio Spurs aren't really living up to expectations. When you have Greg Popovich as a coach, man, you should be contending for the playoffs at the very least. That guy is a legend. He's a brilliant basketball mind. And DeMar DeRozan and LaMarcus Aldridge are able to get their stuff done when the other isn't around. They just don't play well together, like Allen Iverson and Carmelo Anthony, or Russell Westbrook and Paul George, or Carmelo Anthony and, James Harden, or Carmelo Anthony and Chris Paul, or Carmelo Anthony and you get the point at this point. So in this scenario, either DeMar DeRozan's going to have to go or LaMarcus Aldridge is going to go. In this scenario, we're going to assume LaMarcus Aldridge is going to go. He's going to get traded to the Boston Celtics for like Gordon Hayward, let's say. But the problem with this trade, at least in my opinion, is one, Gordon Hayward and Brad Stevens are buddies. They love each other. And I don't think Brad Stevens would be cool with this. Two, it makes the Celtics older and it gives them scoring. They don't really need this to happen. Although they could, use a player that would fill in the role Enes Kanter was supposed to. I really don't think LaMarcus Aldridge will make him so good that they have to destroy a good thing. So I don't see this trade happening personally, but if there's something I'm missing from analyzing this trade, let me know in the comment section down below. So we have to talk about the other side of the spectrum. If on one hand, you're saying LaMarcus Aldridge could be the issue, we got to get rid of either LaMarcus Aldridge or DeMar DeRozan or both. Let's bring up a great trade scenario, and this is from the League Tribune, by the way, on Instagram. Check them out. They're one of my favorite pages. I'm going to leave a link to their page in the description down below, but I personally love this trade. I could see the Spurs doing it, but I can't see the Magic doing it. And that's a trade that sends DeMar DeRozan to the Orlando Magic for Aaron Gordon and Mo Bamba. Now, the reason why the Magic do this trade is they have way too many freaking forwards. Way too many forwards. And they keep maxing out Nikola Vucevic, and they're wasting Mo Bamba's potential. Mo Bamba needs to be nurtured and fostered. He's like a plant. He's a little seedling in the ground, and the Orlando Magic aren't watering him. He's a big man with great shot blocking potential. He has the potential to stretch the floor as well. And what better team to tap into a player's potential than the San Antonio Spurs? On top of that, there's just a logjam at the forward position. And the Orlando Magic could go from trying to compete for the 4th to 6th seed in the East to just going full scale on a rebuild. Get some assets, get DeMar DeRozan. And maybe you could build around DeMar DeRozan, maybe you ship him somewhere else, but in my opinion, what they have currently, the product they have currently on the floor, not the move, isn't what they should do whatsoever. I think that this trade makes sense for the Spurs more than the Magic, but a lot of Magic fans probably wouldn't like this trade, and I understand that. Now, the final trade scenario I saw actually made me really mad because I'm a Laker fan, and I don't like trades like this that make absolutely no sense whatsoever. And I saw this on multiple NBA pages, and that makes me very angry. Very angry. You don't put players in trade rumors when it's not necessary. And that's the rumor that, for some reason, the Los Angeles Lakers, despite being the #1 team in the NBA at the moment that I'm making this video, would send Kyle Kuzma, Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, Talen Horton-Tucker to the Chicago Bulls for the 22-year-old Lauri Markkanen. Now, Lauri Markkanen is a great piece, tons of potential, but he's been struggling so much this season. He's averaged just 14 points on 36% shooting. Why would the Lakers, who are playing phenomenal basketball, who absolutely, chemistry is key. Chemistry is a big deal in the NBA. Why would the Lakers even consider this? Who the hell came up with this stupid rumor? I just had to address it. I'm a Laker fan, so I'm a little bit more passionate about this. This is by far one of the stupidest things that I've ever heard in my entire life. So if you are watching this, and I know it's my job to give you guys information, maybe there's something I'm not seeing here. Maybe there's something I'm ignoring here. Why should the Lakers do this? If they were rebuilding, I'd say, okay, Kyle Kuzma's a little bit older, so bring in Lauri Markkanen. But the thing is, I don't think Lauri Markkanen's the better player. I think Kyle Kuzma's the better player. Why would the Lakers send all of that for the 22-year-old Lauri Markkanen? Maybe because Markkanen has more potential? I don't know. They pretty much do the same thing. They're both stretch big men, and currently Kuzma's stock is a little bit higher than Markkanen. So those are 4 trade rumors that I've heard, and let me know in the comments if you want me to do more of these, because some of these actually made my blood freaking boil.